Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is our week 3 video of the PDF season 2 or Uber Draft League that we have been participating in. 1-1 going into this week after a tough loss last week, unfortunately due to a misclick by me. We still almost pulled out the W, um, but unfortunately we weren't able to. I do apologize. After rewatching my recording from last week, I realized that some of my audio is really quiet. It was cutting out a lot, so I'm trying to speak a little louder. Hopefully, my mic will still pick it up. I'm not trying to cause an echo. Like I said, my recording space is not best at the moment. Still in the process of moving in. Either way, though, we our opponent this week is Maggie. Pretty scary team. You see on the right, Magirna, Giratina Orge, Terra Volcarona, Megalopony, Tinglu. That's a scary five. A lot of mons there. Um, but the team will be bringing this week to combat it on our left as usual. Our Mega Lucario coming, obviously our kind of our MVP through 2 weeks, really phenomenal. Had a really great game one. Had a good chance at having a really big game two. Wasn't able to pull it off though. Pretty simple set here. Close combat does really well into a lot of my opponent's team. Blows up Tinglu if it tries. If it doesn't Terra. Destroys Magirna. Some of the slower mods just don't deal with it very well. Savali, etc., etc. Rock slides mainly there for Volcarona. Um, especially like say Volcarona that hasn't terra'd or can't terra because Tinglu terras will obviously be able to do big damage to it. And then extreme speed is going to be able to help us pick off Volcarona that has terra'd. Doesn't have a terra that is immune or resist extreme speed. Pick off Megalopony, Zeraora. A lot of his faster mons just don't want to eat at +2 extreme speed. Our spread is meant to be faster than Volcarona, and give us a little bit of bulk, not a lot, but eat a move here or there if we need to. Our next Pokemon is our new Kyurem. Uh, first first week that's on the squad. We made this transaction. Spoiler alert: made a transaction, dropped our Alolan Ninetales and our Tyrantrum for Kyurem and Aromatisse. So new members in the squad. Rocking a Scarf set this time. Can clean up very well against my opponent's team. Um, does really good damage to Giratina Origin. Will probably be able to live a hit easily from Volcarona. Um, and can do big damage, especially to a Terra Ground. Volcarona doesn't want to eat an Ice Beam or something like that, even at +1. Freeze Dry, mainly there for Araquanid. Don't want to, lose to that. And then Earth Power, that's mainly for Magirna, as well as maybe like Zeraora. We're able to run Modest pretty well and still be like, decently fast. Um, Still faster than I think because Zeraora, maybe max speed Zeraora. I think it's like our speed benchmark we hit. Um, but also running that Modest, we can hit pretty hard. Then we have double Scarf. We're running Choice Scarf on our Miascarada as well. Basically, this is our ultimate revenge killer, especially for Volk. Also faster than Zeraora, faster than Megalopony, able to clean up as well. Flower Trick, Terra Ground, Volcarona, obviously. Hits harder. Hits the hardest, one of the hardest moves. Doesn't miss crits all the time. Knockoff, obviously, get rid of items is always good. Really good for Giratina Origin. Well, actually, it doesn't do that much to Giratina Origin because it can't knock off its item. But just really good. You want knockoff in general. Get rid of items. Play rough. That's mainly for Giratina Origin. Stab, obviously, due to the Protean. Does a decent amount of damage to it. Obviously, we want to avoid getting burned. Then U-turn so we can pivot. We can pull off Adamant because we are faster than +1 Volk with 188 speed. Adamant. So pull that off. Next up, we have our specially defensive Toxapex rocking a Rocky helmet. This is like a catch-all for my opponent. It's our main Lopunny switch in. Really, I just wanted something that could chip Lopunny. Don't want it to just spam fake out and U-turn. Wear it down as much as possible. And we have Scald, obviously fishing for burns. It's really nice. Burning a Zeraora that tries to switch in. Or even like a Magirna, or even a Giratina Origin, like I said, doesn't have access to an item, can't run leftovers, so all chip we put on that is permanent. And we're a little devious here. We have an infestation set. Basically, this is just to catch things that want to try to come in on us. The Tinglus, the Giratina Origins, the Magirnas, right? Even like a Volcarona, just hit them with an infestation. Baneful Bunker, um, allow us to protect stall a little bit with infestation, but also give us a little chance to get a cheeky poison off on something like Megalopony, right? Get some extra chip and then recover, of course, in case we recover. We are max specially defensive, helps us against Volcarona and Magirna mainly. We also our natural bulk is more than enough for a put this 8 in defense. Um, is more than enough for Megalopon. He can't really break us unless it runs Thunder Punch, and that's a negative if it has run Thunder Punch because it means it's giving up a move somewhere. Maybe it gives up Triple Axle and it gets walled by Scorpius, our Gliscor. Who's our next member? Pretty simple set here, obviously, with the Toxic Orb and Poison Heal. Earthquake, Roost, Spikes, Defog. This is going to be our hazard removal and hazard setter. Spikes do really well into my opponent. He only has one immunity in the form of Giratina Origin and Jump Bluff if he decides to bring Jump Bluff, or if they decide to bring Jump Bluff. But racking up damage on Tinglu, racking up damage on Magirna, pretty solid. Obviously, you can't run boots on something like Megalopony. Megalopony resists rocks as well. So, yeah, any chip he is there is good. Defog, my opponent does have good hazards, obviously, with Tinglu and even has access to webs with Araquanid. So we want to defog it away. Pretty simple set, nothing crazy here. We are Terra Dragon just because it is the best Terra we can have. Terra Flying just, makes us weak to Zero Aura. This is mainly a big Zero Aura check is its main job. But being weak to Zero Aura is not ideal. Normal would also make us weak to Zero Aura's close combats. And Dragon allows us to resist Zero Aura still. It will actually allow us to resist like fire on Volcarona, so we can Earthquake it if it comes down to it. Depending on the Terra type, if it's like Terra Fairy, then obviously you can still hit us for super effective. Our next member is Specially Defensive Skeledirge. Pretty simple set here. Torch Song, obviously, boosting ourselves, solid damage, hits Megalopony, hits Magirna, stuff like that. And then Shadow Ball, Giratina, other mons maybe. I say Volcarona, but maybe like Terrifier, Terrifier Volcarona or something like that. We get a little harder. Will-O-Wisp, get a sneaky burn on something, chip some stuff down, and then slack off, obviously, so we can recover. We're running especially defensive because this is a great check to both Magirna and Volcarona. Really checks Magirna very well. It has to go out of its way to run Shadow Ball, and basically, there's very little chance that Magirna can run enough moves to break our core. It can't do everything. So if it's running Shadow Ball, obviously that could be a problem. We're Terra Fairy to avoid that. If he's running Shadow Ball, there's a chance he doesn't run Flash Cannon, so Terra Fairy might actually be able to not necessarily wall it, but give us a better shot. But we'll resist both of its stabs, obviously. And with the Unaware, we're not a Calm Mind or even Soul Heart boost we don't care about. Same thing with Volcarona. Unless it's Terra Ground, it really can't do anything to us. It has to be Terra Ground to even dent us. So obviously the better matchups we have against those mons, the better off we are. So yeah, that's our team. Balanced, a little more offensive than I think we ran even the first 2 weeks. I don't know, week one I think we had three offensive mons. We had the Starmie. Then last week we really only had one offensive mon. We had 5 walls basically. So the set's a little more balanced. Three offensive, 3 defensive. So yeah, it's our team that we're bringing this week. Hopefully we can bounce back with a solid win. This is a very scary team. I think probably the scariest team that we've played so far. I think week one we just didn't prep well for the Jolteon, and then last week obviously we had a misplay. This time it's just raw strength for my opponent. But either way, we'll see you guys in the match. Alrighty, here we are in the match. Pretty interesting. 4 that I expected. No Bagirna. Pretty crazy. We do see the Araquanid, could mean webs. And then we also see the Silvally, Terra types, Terra Fire, and Terra Steel on the Silvally. I kind of want to lead Curum into the Araquanid, but my only problem with that is the potential that this thing is a Soul Vest. And not webs. Leading that would be very dangerous. I lose my Curum very early, which I don't want to do. So I might lead Meowscarada. Um, just U-turn out, go into my Toxapex, try to infest something. So I think that's gonna be the play here. Um, okay, we see it as this. Will U-turn? Pretty simple. Don't want to lose Meowscarada to bug move. Don't want to lose. Yeah, I don't know. This thing, it might not have been AV. Maybe Curum was the lead because Curum's just hard for him to switch into without Mag. Um, Curum just kind of comes in and clicks Ice Move for free. Pretty sure I would have done a lot to this thing potentially. But will U-turn here? His only play would be maybe try to fish for a burn with Volcarona, which would suck. But obviously that limits his ability to get webs up. Delays his webs. I need to check my laptop battery. So I was sitting here for a while. Me and Maggie, this match is actually being played on Monday. It got delayed a day because I had some personal things come up. I wasn't able to play Sunday night, which was our originally planned night. Do a decent amount of damage there. We see the infestation come out. Oh boy, that's interesting. That's interesting to say the least. Still could be AV based on that. That's very interesting. We do reveal our helmet early too, which sucks. But we'll try to get some infestation damage off on something. That's for sure. Terrifier on the Volk. That's good. Means he's gonna have a hard time breaking Dirge. Okay, we do see the Sticky Web come out. I want to Scald here. Kind of want to Scald here, see if I can catch something. No Black Sludge to offset the double infestation is crazy. Interesting set here. Does he get the burn? He does get the burn. Dang, we're getting cooked. Yeah, my team just doesn't do good in the burns. See what he does if he switches. Very interesting. We see Bug Buzz. We can obviously recover here. He should die to infestation damage. He does not. Okay, cool. We just click recover once more. Can I go anything into this? Nah. Gets a crit there. Interesting. Um, yep. So Araquanid goes down. We stay alive. Now this is actually really interesting. What we're this Zeraora play. Um, because he can easily click knockoff into Gliscor. It's probably his best place to go into Zeraora here. He can easily click knockoff into Gliscor, which is going to suck. And I don't have a good switch into Zeraora. So, okay, we see this come out. Interesting. I'm going to click Infestation here. We see it goes Shadow Force. Interesting. Is this offensive? That's the real question. See how much damage it does. Looks to be offensive based on that damage. We will infest, get some chip on it. Go Scorpius. If it clicks Will, it's pure crazy play. But we'll go Gliscor. So we can try to get rid of these sticky webs. Let Regenerator do its thing. Earthquake is interesting, to say the least. We'll defog. Get rid of web. So we can't touch this thing, which sucks. But it has an interesting set. more than likely can't touch us, but we'll use that opportunity to get up webs. Because his only defogger is Silvally, right? Does Silvally get defog? Should, right? Learn Silvally defog. Can learn defog Gen 7 or earlier. Cool. Defog here. We see that this is Terra Steel Steel. Could have Ice Move. Could very well have Ice Move. Don't want to eat that. I think we'll go Dirge here. We see a parting shot. Interesting. 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 We'll see what Pokemon comes out. No Magirna, webs off the field. Feels really good. For the most part. This is free Scorpius. You see the knockoff. It's not going to do anything. We're still toxic, obviously. Get some spikes up here. Kind of wish it was rocks now to help with this Giratina. Giratina is going to be a bit of a problem for us because we cannot do any damage to it. Sucks with Scorpius. We can obviously stall it out pretty easily. Does it not have Ice Beam? This is very risky doing this right here. He's slow. We see Draco. Does nothing. Okay. Get another layer of spikes. Like I said, the Silvally doesn't have defog. They can't do anything to us. We'll see the parting shot out. We see Lop come in. Go straight into Aquarius. Because even if your frustrations will be its strongest attack into us, we'll have a pretty comfortable switch. Do you see the U-turn? Takes the chip. So Valley still comes out. And we go right into Scorpius. We do see the defog finally. I kind of this being slow parting shot is interesting. We'll Earthquake here. Try to chip this as much as possible. Cool. Silvally can't come in on spikes or it'll die. The Giratina is interesting because I have revealed that I'm more than likely Roost. It's going to be hard for us to go with Giratina, though, since we're burnt. We see Volk come out. We're going to Earthquake once. No move he can go for that'll straight up kill us. If he Terra Fires, he makes himself weak to Earthquake. And obviously we have our specially defensive Skeledirge in the back to deal with it. Do solid damage. We see it's very bulky. He has to click Fire move here. I'm trying to weigh. If this has Dragon move, I don't want to be weak to that. So we're going to go Dirge here. See the Giga Drain. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to click. I think I click Shadow Ball because I don't want Giratina to come in. I don't want Giratina to come in for free. If Lopunny comes in, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. Because, yeah, if Lopunny comes in, then obviously, like, that's not good for us. We're going to Scorpius once. Yeah, EQ. Get our spikes up. Lop comes in. Go Aquarius. Spikes stay up. Very boring, very slow game. But kind of what happens when the team is this dangerous. Okay, we see the pivot. into this. I'm not ready to let this go, so I might just go Link straight up. Um, you see the Phantom Force, cool. Give us a free knock. Make ourselves pure dark. Phantom Force does a chunk, but obviously our knockoff is super free to whatever comes in. So Valley dies, good sack by him. Spike stay up though, gives us free chip all the way around. Um, yeah, not having rocks up sucks, but everything's faster than this. You see Volt come out. We're just gonna click knockoff. Um, basically he can't quiver dance. Um, yeah, he can't quiver dance and kill us at the same time. So we do knockoff here. Big Damahe kills anyways. Does get the flame body, which sucks. But yeah, he couldn't boost there and kill us at the same time. Mega Lopunny, that's a free Aquarius switch in, and basically yeah, it's GG's. Not much to do here. Um, we can just spam recover. Return, U-turn. No fake out has been seen yet, which is interesting. Um, but painful bunker here. Put Lopunny on a timer. And then we'll go Scorpius. You see Giratina come out. So in the interest of preserving a 6-0, I don't know what my play is, honestly. Maybe Aquarius on the Shadow Force. Yeah, that's the play. And then we infestate. And then his Zero Aura cannot break Gliscor. Yep. So you do get the 6-0, looks like. Unless, well, this can't be Terra Ice. If it is bulk up, see Blaze Kick. That's interesting. I don't know what Blaze Kick is for. What's that for on my team? Um, yeah. Hmm. All right, well, GG's. Shout out to Maggie. Sorry about the delay. Yeah, the team. It's a scary team. But like I thought long and hard about how I was going to, win this game. Um, no Magirna. If Magirna was in this game would have been 1,000 times scarier. It would have made my team a lot weaker against it. I really think he should have brought Terra Ground, Volcarona. That would have been really hard for me to deal with. Obviously, it would have been easy to revenge kill with Meowscarada. But Terra Ground, Volcarona was really scary. I'd have had to basically have ESP spammed it. But yeah, GG's. Shout out to Maggie for putting up with my weird scheduling. We bounced back with a 6-0. This is my first ever 6-0 in draft, too, which is crazy. Giving us a really good, well, a better differential +4 overall. So not bad. Good bounce back win. Um, yeah, obviously. So GG's to my opponent. Appreciate it.